what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the protocol. Part of it is resolving the emotional fear. The other part is something called a safe place meditation. Maybe you've done something like this before. It's designed for people who have been through trauma, and therefore somebody taught it to me and it worked. So what we're going to do, the meditation that resolves your fear, or it starts to resolve the fear. It's designed to greatly lessen your fear. Okay. And then we're going to do the safe place meditation along with that. And that hopefully the combination of the two will have the effect of decreasing the emotional anxiety, terror that your ego has stored up. Okay. Your body may still be ADHD, autistic, and have clinical anxiety and could still be edgy, but your ego, your personality will not have as much anxiety and fear in it. Okay. So I'm going to relax the body. We're going to bring up the meditational piece. We're going to work on resolving the fear or starting to resolve the fear, and then go into the safe place meditation. Okay. So I'm reading if anybody put any kind of comment in here. I mean, all of this is going to be online. Just look at the description. Uh, I put little snippets from these Wednesday live streams on this account. And in the description of those 7 to 60 second snippets is where you'll see the link for the whole meditation in here. Okay, so if you want to do this again, it'll be on there within a few days. Okay, so that's the talk. Thank you everyone for listening and coming on. And I invite you to stay on for this. Again, this is an emotional energy release meditation that's designed to de-escalate your anxiety and fear permanently. It's not designed to, again, not designed to get rid of it 100%, but we're looking for de-escalation of like 50 to 90% permanently. And so I invite you to DM me if you feel you've had an emotional, energetic shift towards peace, and DM me a few days or weeks from now, because I'd like to know if it's effective over time. I don't want to just have people be peaceful now. I want to have people be peaceful moving forward for the rest of their lives. Okay, so I please tell me and report if it's working or not, because I do change the protocol. I change the wording of it if someone says like it wasn't quite working because you need to do this with it. So I'm totally willing to make adjustments based on what people are reporting for the purpose of, again, permanently de-escalating your unresolved emotional anxiety, fear, maybe even anger, like a good 50 to 90%. Okay. So first let's calm our bodies. I've been doing a lot of talking. You've been doing a lot of thinking. And let's calm our bodies by focusing on our breath. Notice how your body has its own natural rhythms. When you focus on your breath, you're focusing on the present moment. You're gently shifting your attention from your thoughts and your feelings to the present moment and your breath. And hopefully you're feeling a little bit calmer. Yes. Now also elongate the exhalation breath for as long as you can comfortably. And that will help to slow your heart rate even more, regulate the CO2 levels in your body, and help ease your anxiety by elongating the exhalation breath. If I were to give you any kind of in the moment meditation for de escalating strong, intense feelings, it's this one. Just elongate focus, elongating the exhalation breath for as many rounds of breathing as you can. You don't even have to count. Just as long as you focus on elongating the exhalation breath comfortably, you'll start to feel your body calm down. And then from there, I'm really interested in resolving any kind of fear, anxiety, terror that's being triggered by the current situation out there in our country. And so, in order to do that, I'm going to invite you to bring up that fear. I'm not saying anything about values, morals, sides. Just bring up in your head around what's happening in this country. What's the fear? Bring it up in your head to the point where you feel it and ask yourself, where in the body do you feel it? Any kind of unresolved emotions are stored physically in the body. Do you feel it in your shoulders, in your back, in your chest, gut, sometimes all over, sometimes one place? Just notice them. Keep the breath nice and slow. Because I want you to recognize where in the body this emotion is stored. Emotions, especially ones like this kind of terror or fear, they're not bad. They're not wrong. They're not a mistake. Therefore, they don't even need to be healed because it's not even a sign that you're broken. They just need to be held. All it means is there was an emotional process that happened some time ago and it wasn't allowed to complete the cycle. That's it. That's what trauma is. Unresolved, fear-based, trauma-based, an event-based emotions that wasn't allowed to complete the cycle and got stuck in the body. So just ask yourself where you feel it and just focus on relaxing the entire body. Imagine that tension and stress over what's happening with you, what's happening in the world, is draining from your body like water in a bathtub, starting from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your feet. Okay. So hopefully you feel a little bit more relaxed than earlier. Yes. And again, I reiterate that if you ever want it in the spot, calming of your body, just focus on relaxing your exhalation breath. I mean, if it gets too exciting or intense where you are emotionally, try to extricate yourself from the situation. Leave this room and take a walk while breathing. That's probably the best thing to do in the moment that you can think of quickly. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the meditative inner peace that has the effect of really resolving and de-escalating emotions permanently. Some people have called it the peace of meditation. Some people have called it the peace of God. Some people have called it Buddha nature. It's been called many, many, many things. The word doesn't matter in the end. Okay. I mean, use a word that will resonate with you, but understand that another word may work for another person. I call it the peaceful presence of universal energy. Okay. Universal energy is the energy that makes up the universe and therefore has many forms. We're just interested in accessing the part of it that feels like this peaceful presence. And so the easiest way to access it, if we're accessing universal energy, which is the energy that makes everything exist, then simply to access it mentally, not physically, mentally, do the opposite. Really make an attempt mentally to not exist right now. And really try. Because the more you try mentally, the more you can't do it because you come face to face with the presence of your own existence. And in the human body, this feels like a peaceful, still, silent, energetic presence. That when you close your eyes, you feel it in your heart and your consciousness. But when you open your eyes or relax your focus, you also realize it is in the room with you. It's all around you. It's not just in your body, it's all over. So inside the body, outside the body does not apply to this. Get a sense of it? So it's like if you really try to sense, you can sense where it is and where it ends, you will intuitively experience its vastness because it's all over. You're experiencing universal energy, which is the only energy that exists. It's the energy of the universe that makes everything exist. So it's going to feel like an ocean of energy, this ocean of peace all around you. For some of you, you may have felt this before. This may feel very familiar if you've done meditation or prayer. Sometimes people say, I've felt this when I've gone hiking, when I'm in nature, when I do yoga, when I'm in church. For others, this might not be as familiar, or you might say it feels very thin and you feel like it's going in and out and in and out and stuff. I'm losing it, I'm getting it, I'm losing it. That's not what's happening. Remember that what you're accessing is the presence of the energy of the universe. And so if it really didn't exist, nothing would exist. You wouldn't exist. We all would not exist. All that's happening is your attention is going to your thoughts. Your attention is going to egoic thoughts and feelings. Maybe a thought of, I'm not doing this right. You never get this right. You're not good at this. I'm really nervous. I'm supposed to do this right. I'm not doing it right. Maybe that's the thought. And as a result of that, you're not putting your attention on the piece. That's all that's happening. Okay, so don't panic. Just put your attention back there and you'll sense that it's there. So, me being this energetic meditation teacher and stuff like that, I don't feel at peace all the time. There are times that I'm stuck in a story in my head for hours, days even. But I know when I put it back there, it's there. Okay, so just keep doing that. Keep putting it back there. And to really help you to emotionally resolve core emotions that are maybe from your past, the terror-based, survival-based ones, it's best to really enhance your connection with this peaceful presence of universal energy. And you do that by just putting more of your attention there. So play this game with yourself to enhance your connection with this peaceful presence of universal energy. Now that you're feeling it, ask yourself, will it ever end? And check. Don't go for the intellectual answer of, oh, it's eternal, it never ends. An intellectual, thought-based answer with words and thoughts and concepts and labels is not going to help you. We're looking for an energetic, experiential, felt answer. So ask yourself again, will this peaceful presence of universal energy or God energy ever end? And check. And so the more you put your attention there, the more you feel your connection with it's enhanced. Yes. So it's important when we resolve emotions, difficult ones that your mind is scared of feeling, to as much as possible, always be feeling this peaceful presence of universal energy all around you while you're feeling the other emotion. And so when we bring up the other emotion, if you're not feeling the peaceful presence, just relax your focus and don't bring up the emotion as much. Because sometimes people bring up this emotion and it's too strong. And then they say, I've lost the peace. What I tell them is then relax your focus, breathe, keep breathing, and put more focus on feeling the peaceful presence more than the other emotion. Remember that it's universal energy. It's always there within you and all around you. Because the way the emotions are resolved through this protocol is you have to be feeling both. Because the presence of the peace helps you to resolve the other one. And the other instruction is simply don't go with the mind. All of this emotional resolution work is done emotionally, energetically, experientially, not with thoughts. But because your mind is so scared of feeling things like strong anxiety or terror or unresolved grief or something, it will try to distract you with thoughts. A couple thoughts that the mind usually tries to distract a person with is, you're not doing this right. You're bad at this. I'm not comfortable. I'm failing at this. That's a thought we'll use to distract you and you'll stop. Another thought is, you don't need to do this. You're doing really well. You're in therapy. You journal a lot. You take hikes in nature. You're a very new age spiritual person. You don't need to do this. Look how well you're doing in your life. And by giving you all these compliments, it successfully distracts you from the emotional work and it stays stuck there. So if you notice any of these kinds of thoughts, lovingly, gently, put your attention back on your heart where the emotions are. Don't make an enemy of the mind. Your mind is not trying to distract you because it's the bad guy. It's trying to distract you because it doesn't know how to resolve this stuff and it's scared. And it's trying to help you the way it knows how, which is to intellectually reason with this whole thought, emotion-based process and distract you. Push it down, avoid it. So just gently, lovingly put it to the side. Okay? So still feeling the peace, right? So your connection with the peace is, this peaceful presence is enhanced. You feel like you're floating in this ocean, this vast energetic ocean of peace, yes? And so go deeper into this peace. Using the analogy of the ocean, immerse yourself in this peace simply by putting more of your attention there. Imagine that it's like this ocean that you're bobbing around in and that you can breathe underneath this ocean and you go into it. And so the deeper you go into this peaceful ocean, the more you feel its strength. Just like the ocean. So now you feel it all around you, even above your head, yes? So go deeper. Now we're going deeper into yourself, into the recesses of your consciousness, where the mind has pushed down unresolved emotions, things that it's scared of feeling. So remember that this peaceful presence of universal energy is the peace of God. It's the strength that God is giving you to resolve this. God, if you're here on this meditation doing this or listening to this, I feel it's because you're meant to be here. And God is basically requesting, needing you to resolve this, or else you wouldn't be here. Okay, so don't be scared. The peace of God is always saying one thing, always, and that is, don't be scared. Everything's going to be okay because I'm right here with you. And I'm holding your hand through this. That's what the peace of God, this energetic peace is. If it could talk, this is what it's always saying to you. Okay, so go deeper into the recesses of your consciousness. Now, if your body has experienced trauma before and you are concerned about the way it's going to act, if you bring this up, then don't bring it up all the way. Bring it up in little bits and parts. If you feel that you can't, or that your body is going to do something, you're scared about that, you don't have to do this meditation. You know, turn this app off, go to a different channel and stuff. Don't force yourself to do something. Okay. There are other meditation teachers, there are therapists, people that you can work with. Okay. Obviously, I don't want to re traumatize people here. However, if you're willing to do this, it will be helpful for you to see how the peaceful presence of God, Buddha nature, universal energy, can help you to resolve permanently unresolved, trapped core emotions, like the primal fear of survival that maybe you have from a past event or from generational trauma. And so Bring that up, feeling the peace all around you. Do your best to bring up as much as you can this primal fear of survival, of a threat, maybe something that was unresolved from childhood or some past event, or you're holding on to it as an inheritor of generational trauma, and it is unresolved fear of your ancestors, which has been genetically, biologically passed to you. That's what generational trauma means. We'll bring it up. And again, you're always feeling the peaceful presence of universal energy. Your body is designed to feel emotions. It may cry, it may shake, your heart may beat. But an emotion is just a physical sensation that runs through the body. God releases it from you when you are willing enough to feel it fully and complete the cycle. Okay? That's what the origin of the word forgive means, to give and receive. And so you give up your feelings to God, these unresolved emotions to God, by feeling them in the body, and God takes them from you and receives them. And that is the original meaning of the word forgive. And that's what this peace feels like. It feels like forgiveness. Okay, so bring up the feeling. If you really want to get to the core of it, ask yourself, when was the first time I ever felt this? When was the first time I ever felt this feeling? And bring up the feeling. Once you have the memory there, put aside the image of the memory and focus on the feeling. Okay? And so, without any agenda or intention to change the feeling, to make yourself feel better, to do affirmations on yourself, to do therapy on yourself, simply allow the emotion to be in the body and do in the body whatever it was going to do in the first place for however long it needs to be there. Again, always be feeling the peaceful presence of universal energy or God energy while you're doing it. If you're not feeling it right now, relax your focus. Don't bring up the feeling as much, bring it up in smaller bits and parts. And so bring up the feeling fully and use your entire body to resolve and integrate this feeling. So in the end, we are not pushing it down. We're not avoiding it. We're not doing therapy on it. We're not trying to change it into peace, love, and joy. We are integrating it into the system. So it's like the peaceful presence of universal energy is the ocean. And this other emotion is a wave coming out of the ocean in a singular location in the body. Get a sense of it? And so when you feel it and you're courageous about feeling this feeling, it's like a wave going back into the ocean. The water of it's still there, but it's now integrated into the whole. And that's what sometimes people report the way it feels. And that's the way it felt here. It felt like this ocean of God's peace rose up like the ocean and hugged or embraced my fear, these unresolved emotions, into itself. But only after I was willing to be a total, open, calm, relaxed, bodily vessel in feeling it. Again, your body is designed to feel feelings. Notice that your physical body has no opinion on any kind of sensation that's going through it. It's your mind that says, I don't like this. So your body's designed to feel even these volatile ones. Okay. And we're doing it for the purpose of greatly de escalating your anxiety and fears when triggered permanently. Okay. Like I said, God will release this from you when you're open and willing and courageous enough to feel it. And so it's like you're saying to God, I am totally willing and open. I volunteer my physical body for you to integrate it and resolve it and take it in. So if you feel a part of your body is not relaxed, some people say, well, now my throat feels clenched, or I have a throbbing pain in my knee, or I have a headache now. That tells me that your body's not fully relaxed and there's resistance to feeling this. So do your best to use your entire body. If you notice there's any tension in your body that's clenched, just relax that area. Keep the breath nice and slow. If the body cries, it cries. If it shakes, it shakes. If your heart beats, it beats. Always be feeling the universal energy, the God energy, the peace of God, and just don't go with the mind. If any other feelings come up, do the same thing. Sometimes people report, well, now I'm feeling sadness. That's a common one because when you hold on, harbor, and your personality and your ego harbors unresolved emotions and it's finally starting to feel them, other emotions will start coming out. And one of the main ones that'll be felt is sadness and grief. Why? Because it's like the person that you once were that was holding on to all this anxiety all these years is becoming a different person. Who you were as an ego, as a person, is now changing. You could say dying. And so many people report sadness at this chapter in your life being over, the chapter of you holding on to all this unresolved fear. Whatever comes up, just do the same thing. Keep the breath nice and slow. Feel the peaceful presence of universal energy and feel it. Yes, many people report this as a cathartic embracing and resolving of energy. Okay. Like I said, if you're here on this meditation, it's almost, to me, it's like God is saying, I need you to resolve this because it will help not just you, it may help other people. Just to be in a more peaceful presence of a person. Have you ever been around a person who's more peaceful than you and you become more peaceful as a result of being around them? What if you were meant to be one of these people, to help others just with your very presence? Maybe God is asking you to do that by resolving your emotion right now. And so just volunteer yourself willingly, courageously. Don't force anything, I should say that. You're not trying to force any emotions. In the end, it's God or the universe or your intuition that decides what emotion is going to be resolved in this session. Your only job is to be open. Keep the breath nice and slow. Sometimes people report the emotion got resolved before you even done the meditation. It got resolved in seconds. Yes, that can happen. So you know that an integration is taking place when your body's totally relaxed. You're open to feeling this, whatever emotion it is. You're feeling the peaceful presence of God all around you and inside you. And your mind becomes quiet and still and calm around this topic. If you want your mind to be even more calm, bring up the thought. So we brought up the emotion of the fear. Bring up the actual imagined thought, the image of the worst case scenario thought around what you're scared about or what's happening in our current events in our country. Bring up the thought of it. And you do the same thing. You put the image of the thought together with the peaceful presence of universal energy. Keep the breath nice and slow and the body relaxed until your body is mimicking the peaceful presence of universal energy. It accepts it. It embraces it into the system without resistance. So you'll be able to hold the thought there and the feeling while feeling peace while you're doing it. Hold on one second. I've gone over the hour, and so it's making me continue the session. Okay. So if you're still feeling some tension around this topic, all that means is I didn't give you enough time. Okay. So just listen to the meditation again. Keep doing it until your mind is calm and your body's relaxed and you're totally open and willing to feel everything that God needs you to resolve. Okay. So that's the first part. Now we're going to do the safe place meditation. So maintaining your abidance in the peace, keep feeling the peace, yes. The safe place meditation is for all of the thoughts in your mind, in your personality that's constantly scared, maybe feeling like a scared child in there. So if you're an inheritor of generational trauma like me, and you have multiple mental health diagnoses that has emotional dysregulation as a feature like me, inside your emotional core, the term that's lots of times used to describe it is you feel like a scared inner child in there. And that child has all these scared, fear-based thoughts because it holds on to that your inner child in a body like that is that which holds on to all this. And so we're just going to help it to be in a safe place. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to build this safe place in your head. This is an imagined safe place. Okay. And it can be anything that you want. So abiding in the peace, keep the breath nice and slow and calm. Think of a safe place in your imagination where the scared parts of yourself, the scared core of yourself, your scared inner child can rest and be safe. Make it anything you want. A house in the sky, something from your past, a vault 500 feet underground, whatever you want, a cloud, something where you know your inner child will feel safe there. Okay, got it there? And so I'm going to count backwards from 10. And when I hit 1, you, in your imagination, will be inside this safe place. And then we will continue to construct it in your imagination from there. Okay? So let's do this together. I'm going to count backwards from 10. And when I hit 1, you will be in the safe place in your head. Ready? Let's begin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and on the count of 1, you will be in this safe place. 1. So in your head, in your imagination, look around in your safe place. Settle in, and we're going to build it with more detail. The more detailed you are with your imagination, the more effective this safe place will be to help you feel peaceful under stress. And so with your eyes closed, imagining that you are now in your safe place, slowly turn your head to the left and look at In your safe place, what are your eyes looking at when you turn it to the left? If you're in somewhere, where is the wall? How far away from it are you? What is it made of? What's the color? What's the texture? Use all of your five senses to make this imagined safe place as real for yourself in your head as possible. What are the sights? What are the sounds, the colors, the smells, the temperature? What are you touching, if anything? If you're outside, is there a breeze? Do you feel warmth? Can you see the horizon? Now, slowly turn your head to the right and do the same thing. In your safe place, when you turn your head to the right, what do your five senses experience? What do you see? Again, if it's a wall, what is the color? What is it made of? What is its texture? If there's a window there, what do you see when you look out of it? How far are you from it? And again, just make it as real as possible for yourself in your head. And now, in your imagination, in your safe place, look down at your feet. Are you wearing shoes, socks? Or is it bare feet? And what are your feet on? Are they lounging up in a chair? Are you feeling grass, beach sand, carpet? What is the texture? What's the color? When you look down in your safe place. And now look up, right over your head, in your safe place, and ask yourself, what do your five senses experience when you look up, right over your head? Are you seeing a ceiling of some kind? Is there a light fixture there? How far is it from you? What does it look like? What is it made of? If you're looking at the sky, are there clouds there? Is it a cloudless day? What is the atmosphere like when you look up? Maybe it's a starry night. Really imagine the stars. Really convince your brain that you are in this place and you're totally safe. Keep the breath nice and slow. And now, turn your head. Imagine that you're turning your head all the way around so you can see behind you. And so you're giving yourself as much as possible a 360-degree view of this imagined safe place, and you are building it and creating it. So what do your five senses experience when you turn all the way around and you look behind you? Again, if it's a wall, what do you see? If you're outside, how far are you from the horizon? Are there bird sounds you can hear? What are you hearing? Are you hearing the sound of the ocean? Feeling the sound of the breeze through the trees? Maybe crickets in a field. What are the sounds? Feel the sensation and the weight of your body in this safe place. Are you seated? Are you standing? Just feel yourself, the sensation of your body in this safe place. Okay? So lastly, we're going to do one more thing in this safe place. We're going to dial down the tension with an actual imagined dial, like on a radio or a stereo, like the volume dial of a stereo. So imagine that there is a dial there in this safe place for dialing down the tension. So imagine that dial. What is it made of? Where is it attached to? Is it made of plastic, metal, wood? What is this dial made of? Touch it. What do you feel? What's the texture? What's, is it cool? Is it warm? And so now what we're going to do is we're going to dial the tension down. So I'm going to count down from 10 again to 1. And as I do, imagine yourself turning this dial down that is designed to dial down your tension, stress, and anxiety. And when I get to 1, you'll have dialed down all of your tension, stress, and anxiety. Okay? So let's do it together. Let's begin. Dial down the tension. 10, 9, 8. You're feeling the tension lessen. You're feeling more relaxed. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. You're feeling very warm and relaxed and loose, safe. 2, 1. You're now fully in your safe place, feeling relaxed, comfortable, and secure, and you've dialed down all of your tension. Keep the breath nice and slow, and just enjoy the peace for a little bit. And so if you want, if your inner child feels safe there, you can say to it, you can stay here if you need to until you feel you'd like to come out. And I would, if you've done this, I would definitely check on your inner child later. You know, are you okay? Would you like to come out and just go through this protocol to come out of it? Okay, so I'm going to count up now, up to 5. And when I hit 5, you will be exited from your safe place, but it will always be there in your imagination, and you will be back in the room that you're in. Okay? But if you want, I invite you to, if they want to, let you, the scared parts of yourself, they can stay there. That's what this safe place is for. So you can go on about your day and your life, but the parts that are maybe too sensitive to stress, they can stay in this safe place. If you do that, definitely check on them. I know this is all in your imagination, but check on it and see if they want to come out once in a while. And just do this protocol to let them out. We're going to count upward to 5. And when we do, you'll be out of your safe place and you'll be represented in the room that you're in. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes. Take a nice cleansing breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Remind yourself that you're back in the room that you're in. Feel the peace. Okay? So now that you've created this safe place in your imagination, you can go back to it. It took a little while to create it and build it in your imagination, but when you go back to it, you can just bring it up in your imagination again, count down to 1, from 10 to 1, and you're in your safe place again. You can dial down the tension too. I did this meditation every single day for like a year. And because I had already built the safe place to do the meditation before I went to work, it took only 5 minutes. That was it, because it was already built. And so I would just put myself there, that scared part of myself in there, And so this meditation, now that you've built it, doesn't need to take long, 5, 10 minutes. And you might, again, like those parts of yourself, if they're very strong that you put in there, check on them to make sure that, if they want to come out, do the protocol where you count up to 5 and they come out and stuff. So hopefully, now here's what I like. I'm assuming that for those of you who stayed on, you're feeling peace. I'm hoping, right? You're feeling safe, secure, peaceful. But for right now, let's test it. Let's check the effectiveness of this meditation because this is meant to really de-escalate your emotions. And so bring up the topic that brought you fear. Maintain your abidance in this peaceful presence of God, of universal energy, but bring up in your mind the topic that you were scared about around the current events in this country, like I said before. But stay in the peace. Look at the whole thing from the peace. You go back to your anxious mind, which is all about survival, understandably. You're probably going to get anxiety and neurotic thoughts again. Stay in the peace. Now, look at the situation. Imagine yourself talking to someone in the other side of an argument from this place, and you're no longer feeling the fear of survival. Compassion is born in this place. Mutual empathy is born in this place. The only reason people don't know how to have compassion or empathy is because they didn't know how to resolve their feelings. But when you do, and get in touch with the eternal parts of yourself through the peace of God, you will notice that compassion is there. You will relate to each other more from your energies and your emotions and mutual shared feelings than thoughts, labels, and concepts. The godliness in you may resonate with the godliness in them. Even if it doesn't, you stay in the peace. Because whatever energies you're emanating, it's like a tuning fork. They have their own tuning fork and you have yours. So if you're emanating anxiety, it may trigger their anxiety. But if you're emanating peace, love, acceptance, compassion for yourself, it may make theirs resonate as well. And this is what I feel we need. Just a way to resolve these difficult emotions so they don't control us and get the better of us as individuals and as a group. But it's up to everyone to do this individually for yourself and see how it works in your family. See how effective it is in your life, in your family, in your work, with your friends, with people who don't agree with you. And feel free to DM me or message me in one of my videos if you want to talk about if you've had a shift here. Okay?